Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fans in Motion podcast. Truly the only podcast that you did not know you needed. I say to my two friends staring back at me, wait for me when the sun goes down. We'll drink some wine and just hang around. The moon is out, and we're gonna light the night. Sorry, you and me, we're gonna make it tight. That's right, because I'm a lucky man. Say hello, Josh.
New Night Ranger 2021. How about that?
It's a glorious day in the world of Night Ranger.
Funny how you choose a line when you don't drink any alcohol.
I know, and
but it's okay. It's okay.
I can't even read my writing anymore. I got to get my bifocals out.
Ooh.
What a fantastic time to be alive. Josh, you say it all the time. It is 2021, and we are talking about a new Night Ranger album. I mean, truly, how blessed are we, or how gracious can we be about this? This is awesome. I'm so excited. This is like Christmas for me, man. Yeah. I about tackled my FedEx guy. I did. I came out. I told you, Josh, I was working on my car, and I saw him. I was like, done. Went over, took the package out of his hand, met him at the truck. I was like, see ya.
Yeah.
That's my story.
It's just like, being teenagers again, Christmas, instead of walking into the record store and seeing that record, it's the mailman coming up and dropping off the box of records. So good time. We are actually recording this Thursday, so you guys are watching this Tuesday. So everybody should have the record CD in their hands.
Hopefully.
So this episode is going to be where we're going to rank our initial impressions of the tracks from ATBPO, and these will probably change. We're doing this Thursday. This will probably change by the. We'll listen to this Tuesday and be like, well, that's not right.
Yeah.
That song's up there now. And we're just going to talk more Night Rangers, some more stuff about the record coming out, and just some general fun Night Ranger talk. Good stuff.
Do, man.
Good stuff, man.
I love to be talking about Night Ranger in this modern day.
What truly makes this time unique is, we started this a little over a year ago. There wasn't an album in the horizon for us to think that we were going to get to talk about. And to talk about an album over a podcast, Josh, it would have been probably you and I, since we, talked to Night Ranger, whatever, on Facebook. Hey, good album. What songs you like? Blah, blah, blah. And Andy on the phone. We'd be on the phone. Well, what about this lyric? What about it? It's just like the other day I was talking to him, and I said, and I'm going to spoil this for the list, but when I said Coming For You, I said, Stones record's playing just around midnight, and he goes, I never even heard that lyric, and I'm like, it's Brown Sugar,
Yeah. I didn't catch that line when he sang it because I listened. Yeah. I kind of just want to hear all the songs first, and then I go back and start breaking them down. And Brent he caught it first listen.
Yeah, and my first listen, I was like, Jack Blade, effing genius, right there. That's what I love about Jack Blade.
That's his Jedi of Fools line on this record. And if you're a new listener, welcome. This is Fans in Motion Night Ranger podcast. We've been doing this for about a year, a little bit over, or no, more, 14 months. I think this is episode 60 or 61. Some people realize probably that we didn't have we had a late episode in the week. We've had some technical issues we've been dealing with, and obviously you guys can see that my background is a little different. I'm going to redo where I usually, instead of having that wall of sound behind me, I'm going to put some Night Ranger promotional stuff up behind me here and get that wall filled up with some of that junk that I got in boxes and I need to get out. So, but yeah, if you first time listening, go to the Facebook page. Just go type in Night Ranger Fans in Motion, click join. We also are on Instagram, and we are on Twitter. Go to the website, fansinmotion.com. And there you go. We got
and don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe there and comment, because we're interactive. We get involved.
And go back. We've done interviews with Kelly and Eric, Joel. We've done interviews with Greg Eckler from Rubicon and Glenn Burtnick.
We've gotten into the Night Ranger universe. So not just Night Ranger. Josh really started pulling in ancillary characters that have great stories that you didn't know how they tied in Night Ranger. And the big coup that I thought was you got on Brett Gilmore, who I'll let you tell the legend of why that guy was so important to the Night Ranger lore for those that don't know.
Well, that's another guy we got, Brett Gilmore, who was in that original country band, the Rangers, that Night Ranger always talks about, before they play, I think, the song Night Ranger, is they were ready to release their first album. They were called Ranger. Holy smokes, they see that there's this country group called the Rangers. They have to change their name. They change it to Night Ranger. Well, I tracked down one of the guys from Ranger, and we did an interview with him. So go back there. You can find that. I mean, that's just a great story in itself.
Brett's got great stories in general.
Yeah. Good old boy. David Lauser. David Lauser from the Sammy Hagar Band, who was there at the genesis of Ranger and told some great stories, being roommates with Jeff and Fitz and Night Ranger, rehearsing in their basement and all kinds of stuff. So go back and check out all the interviews if you're a Night Ranger fan. There's a lot of good episodes and information out there. So what do we got? So that, this week we're just talking about ATBPO and ranking our favorite tracks. It'll be interesting to see what you guys think. Definitely post your guys' list as well. Andy, what are we doing next? Everybody?
Yeah, and just to piggyback on, I cannot wait to get these conversations going with everybody on the page. I mean, we're 6,000 strong at last check, and I am just dying for people to post. I told you guys earlier, I was talking to a guy in England who is up right now waiting for his download in Mark Greenway, and it's driving him crazy. So anyway, I can't wait for that. But last week's episode was we did a mailbag episode where we answered questions. Josh, every now and then, will put a post on the Facebook page and ask people to submit questions. And if Josh has the answer, he'll give it to you. And if he doesn't, he'll make something up and sound like he knows what he's talking about. So those are always fun. And I think we get a ton of feedback from those. So
Mark,
what you got going?
Speaking of Mark Greenaway, he just posted on the page.
What do you get?
Finally, iTunes Store, your pre-order of the album is available. So he is over in England.
So what time is it over there right now?
It is
at least
1 o'clock in the
4
7 to 1.
Well, it's 4 hours ahead, unless there's a time zone thing or a daylight savings thing.
Yeah, it should be knocking on 2 o'clock there, I think, or 1 o'clock.
Anyways,
because I talked to him at midnight his time, and he was like, "Where's my album?"
Okay,
and I was like, "I don't know."
It doesn't matter what time it is.
But I mean, I'm an hour different from you guys. I don't know where I'm at. Up is down. Cats and dogs living together.
I just picture him eating fish and chips and listening to the new Night Ranger.
But yeah, so the mailbag what was the response? Any feedback from anybody that you guys want to share?
Those are always popular episodes because generally everybody has the same kind of question. Like if someone else asked it, that probably means someone else was wondering. And sometimes they're not even questions; they're just opinions. So they just like to hear, well, this is my opinion. What do you guys think? And they just like to bounce it off of us. So, and I mean, we're honest on there to where, a lot of the stuff is interpretation. I mean, we don't know for sure. I mean, we're not in the band, so it's just you take pieces of this interview and pieces of that interview, and you put it together, and you come up with this is kind of maybe what the picture looks like, but you just never really know. But it was a good episode, and it's enjoyable, and we'll probably do it again. It's a good thing to do every few months or so.
It gives the people on the page and that listen to the podcast an opportunity to razz on us too a little bit.
That is true.
You know,
which we love. You know, I enjoy that. Brent's still there. He is.
There's the razzing.
If you want to give Brent a little grief, I don't worry so much about the Debbie Gibson. I'd comment more on that cool T-shirt he's wearing.
Hey,
or sweatshirt.
That sweatshirt was awesome back then. Like I said, you turn it inside out. It had a big picture of the Jetsons on it. Got that at Kings Island.
All right. So, do we have any Night Ranger news? I know I've seen some stuff, but
don't they have an album coming out?
Well, they got a new record that was released a few days ago, ATBPO, and the band played on. So that came out Friday, and all the different vinyl. You got the yellow web store vinyl, the blue Newberry Comics vinyl, the Crystal Frontiers vinyl, and then the standard red copy. Hopefully by the time you guys are watching this, some of those are sold out. Less than probably 80 copies of the Crystal vinyl.
Yeah, there was 81 copies last night. Last time I checked.
So get those before they are gone. So with this being Tuesday, Night Ranger just announced today, with it being Thursday when we're recording this, but you watching this Tuesday, the concert's already happened, but there was the late concert edition to on the concert scheduled for Sturgis, Buffalo Chip. So they are replacing REO Speedwagon. And I think,
they're replacing them.
I think that's what I saw, and it's actually Night Ranger and Stone Temple Pilots on that bill.
Wow.
So there's you're watching this Tuesday. There should be some footage and stuff out there from that Monday show, and then Friday they're in Larimer, Colorado. So there's two shows over the last weekend. There's a show in Vegas coming up in a few weeks. This coming Wednesday, so that would be tomorrow, August 11th, Jack is going to be live on the Talk Shop Live Rock and Roll channel. So you can go there. He'll spend, I think, an hour talking about ATBPO, and they got signed copies of the new record for less than $20. So if they're still there, go grab yourself a copy. There's a great interview with Carrie Kelly on In the Trenches with Ryan Roxy. Ryan Roxy's played with a few bands. He's been who's he been playing with?
Alice Cooper?
Yes, Alice Cooper. For last probably decade at least. So go find In the Trenches with Ryan Roxy. You can get that new Carrie Kelly interview, and just go to the Night Ranger page on Facebook, because they've listed all these there. Go to their individual socials; they're all on there as well. So you got what we got? We got that Vegas show coming up in a couple weeks, and then a couple dates over Labor Day weekend, and then you have our big show that we're all going to September 8th in Cleveland, Ohio, the Danny Repepe Memorial Show. The brother of Ed Repepe, the Night Ranger tour manager, his brother was killed in an auto accident in 2020, and this is a benefit that they're doing to purchase, I think, some police dogs for one of the local units there. And but yeah, you got an AC/DC tribute band, Boku, which is a band that was a big band out of Cleveland in the 80s, and then Night Rangers. And then there's going to be a whole bunch of different vendors and stuff, and us. so you get to see us. So
live and in person.
I wonder.
And if you walk up to Andy, you might want to ask him if he has any wax lips available.
Oh yeah, well here we go. This is what I got from Andy the other day. I got motor mouth wax lip. These are absolutely freaking horrible, and I'm not eating it again. The last episode that we recorded had audio issues. I ate it, and I'm still, feeling the effects. But in the box that he mailed that were these. Look at us.
Boom.
Fans in Motion.
Yeah, we look legit now.
Stickers and business card, and amazingly enough, I was surprised that we are on all of those. I figured there'd be one. Like,
did you check to make sure we are still on all those?
I didn't go that far, but I'll let someone else tell me if that's. But I'm pretty
begging for us.
So, anyways, if we will have some of these at the Cleveland show, and if you're in the States and you really want some stickers, send me a message. I'll mail you one.
And if you're at that Cleveland show, come on up. Say hi to us. We are looking forward to meeting as many people from the page as we can. We're going to shake hands, kiss babies, or kiss hands and shake babies, whatever you want us to do.
And the table's going to be the first table or the last table as you're approaching the stage on Eric's side.
Well,
correct?
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I thought it was the first table. The schematics that you sent me, I believe that's what it showed.
I don't know.
Scratch that.
So, what do we got next, Andrew?
Well, we want to talk about new stuff. Does anybody have anything by chance new that they want to talk about?
No.
I finally have something I want to talk about. It looks like this.
Brent didn't order one. It looks like
shit.
He's not wanting this to go number one.
Well, I'm going to touch on that in a moment.
Look at this. So, I mean, I briefly mentioned how exciting it was. I have not bought a new album in decades, and this just made me happy.
Guess what? You're going to be addicted now. So do we want to get this out and look at it now, or you want to wait till we go past the new stuff?
Is there anything else new you want to talk about?
Yeah, I always got something.
Do that, and then we'll end it with that as we bask in the glory of this
always got
fantastic, beautiful, glorious album.
So I found this 45. I don't know if you guys remember, back in the early 90s, they started redoing the 45s on this American Pie label, except they wouldn't have a B-side. They would put two hits. So you got Night Ranger, Sister Christian, and When You Close Your Eyes. And like I said, they redid these in 1991. Jumped the gun a little bit on the trying to get the vinyl craze going again. But you would see these in like gift stores and stuff like that. They're not really worth anything, but they're not easy to find either. So
yeah, I
didn't have these Blue Label American Pie, but so almost 30 years old, Sister Christian, and When You Close Your Eyes, 45. And
that's two of their best songs.
I usually do not buy articles, but I wanted to get this one. So the next time I talk to Jack, he cannot.
What is it? I didn't see it.
He cannot deny it because it is in print. So I'm not sure what magazine this would have been. It's from 2011. Maybe like Record Collector magazine or something.
Okay.
So it is, growing up in California, somewhere in California, that timeline, 2011. And what I saw here, they're talking about the new record, Somewhere in California. Do you have tapes from before Night Ranger? And Jack Blades replies, yes, I just found a whole box of cassettes of pretty wild unreleased Rubicon stuff. And of Stereo, which was Brad Kelly and Jerry Martini from Sly and the Family Stone. There were 4 songs on that, and it's like, wow, I need someone to get it onto disc for me. So
just send it to us.
I bought this article for, I don't know, $5-6, just so I had that in print, so I can get that stuff.
And Jack's gonna say, "Come on, Josh, You know these people make up interviews just to sell magazines.
Like Jack.
Remember Hit Parader? That's why Hit Parader don't exist no more.
Like Jack, stop fronting, man. Another thing, it's not really, I guess, news or news stuff, but I was going to bring it up earlier and I forgot. And it's kind of like a topic that comes up and people, well, I can't imagine Night Ranger without this person or this band without this person. And listen, we are the hardcore dedicated fans. When you go to these shows, you are the absolute minority. These people do not know who are in the band. They don't care. They only want the brand, the logo and the brand. And you think about it, not McGuffey Lane.
That's a nice local pool.
Yeah. Molly Hatchet. All right. Think about Molly Hatchet. They still tour. They still tour big places. They played the night before Night Ranger played in Wisconsin Dells. So it was Molly Hatchet Friday, Night Ranger Saturday. Molly Hatchet has no original members. Number one, no original members alive.
Really?
The last one just died this year. But the oldest member
Hatchet incident
dates dates from 1986. I think it's a guitar player. So he's 10 years after Molly Hatchet, and like the band name was owned by their manager forever. I think the next nearest member is maybe the early 2000s, but nobody cares. Quiet Riot is touring. Now they just got Rudy Sarzo back, but Quiet Riot is touring without any original members, anybody from Metal Health, even though you could say Chuck Wright played on the record. But now Rudy Sarzo's back. But even before Rudy came back, these bands are playing places. And why are they playing places? Because people buy tickets. No one's paying these bands to come here and then just out of their own pocket. Yeah. And what's crazy is just on top of that, in Columbus at like the Promo West Pavilion or whatever the hell it's called now.
Right.
QFM 96, which is the big classic rock radio station for over 40 years here in Central Ohio. They're having like their anniversary party or something at the Promo West Pavilion. Quiet Riot, Molly Hatchet. And it's getting a lot of publicity. People are talking about it. And it's just, so, I mean, think about Foreigner. Barely tours with Mick Jones.
I just had a conversation today with somebody specifically about Foreigner. So it's funny you bring that up.
So, yeah, it's just these bands can continue on without original members.
But the question, and we'll have to do a whole episode about this, is just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Well,
and like you said, people keep buying tickets, they will, and I totally understand that. I do.
I mean, you got to.
It's just I have such odd feelings. I don't know how I'd feel if you start taking out everybody from Night Ranger. I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it till the time comes.
Let's say it's 20 years down the road and it's Eric Levy, Carey, Kelly, and that's them, right? I guess what it is do you want everything you worked for just gone, or is it nice to know that, hey, even after I can't do this, there's going to be it lives on. And it's weird how you look at bands versus like football teams or baseball teams, right? Like I like the Reds, and people are there under that logo, the Reds logo or the Bengals logo, and they're there to produce. They're not producing songs, they're producing, plays and, fielding, and when they get time where they can't do it no more, someone comes in and that logo continues on, and we're okay with that. It's like we didn't stop being Bengals fans because Kenny Anderson, retired. And it's just weird that you can't do that with bands. Like, I get it. You're producing like, oh, well, he writes differently, but that quarterback.
So that's man, we're gonna get way off on a tangent here.
But that quarterback plays different.
That's the trick. Is you fall in love with a band because of their style, their writing, the they're singing, they're playing, whatever.
Well,
whatever
I
it may
fell
be.
in love with the Bengals because they were good.
When?
Yeah.
Wait, Josh is
Well,
younger than us.
Well, the first year I started liking them was 1986. They were 10-6. They didn't make the playoffs. Next year they were 4-11, and they didn't make the playoffs again. But anyways, that's not the point. What I'm saying is, yes, you fall in love with them because of a certain thing, but you could still fall in love with, how many people's favorite players from 1982. Or whatever, but you still.
But sports is meant to change. They're like Menudo. That's supposed to change. But like I said, you fall in love with a style of writing, for example, and that's where the hiccup comes in. So, I mean, now if they're just going on and playing the covers and not producing new material, I guess. But if you're hoping that they're going to produce the same material minus the guys who wrote the songs and made the style, that's tricky. I mean, I think Warrant is a prime example of that. Janie Lane was the main writer for that band. Their songs sound nothing like Warrant did when it was Janie Lane in Warrant. And I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan of new Warrant. I just can't get into the music. So basically, I'm a fan of Janie Lane, apparently.
For some reason, I've been diving into Warrant lately, and I've been checking out Robert Mason with Warrant, and he sounds damn good with them.
Well, if I remember correctly, wasn't Robert Mason like backstage singing with Ozzy or something like that during the?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that, but he's a good singer. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is it's the style of writing.
Well, I'm going to get louder, harder, faster just because of what I've been checking out with him, and I don't expect it to sound like Heaven or. I don't know, Down Boys.
Uncle
Give me something deep, Andy.
Stronger
Mr.
Now.
Rainmaker. I don't expect it to be that.
But that's what I want.
But if it's good, I'm going to check it out.
I mean, I picked up Rockaholics when it came out, Rockaholic, and it just was not a good album, in my opinion. If you guys have hate mail, send it to Josh. I'm not interested.
What, with Jamie St. James?
No, it was a Warren album called Rockaholic.
Yeah.
But
wasn't that Jamie St. James?
All right.
What was it?
I'll get with you later.
But here's the thing: is these bands who aren't big enough to have tribute bands can carry on if they want
as a tribute band. I mean, basically, they become a tribute band.
Well, It all depends on. You know what? 95% of the people going there and paying tickets and watching it don't think that way. We may, but
and I'm not saying that from an angry point. Don't misunderstand me, because there's a whole KISS debate about that I just want to tell those people to stop.
But
my point is, you said they didn't have tributes, but they've become tributes in a sense, which is not a bad thing.
Well, it all depends on how you look at it. I guarantee you, all the people going to go see Quiet Riot, 95% of them going to go see Molly Hatchet, they don't look at it as a tribute. They're going to go see Quiet Riot and Molly Hatchet. The only people looking at it as a tribute are the people with Quiet Riot podcast or are on the Quiet Riot, mental health.
Look that up. We could become the #1 Quiet Riot
mental
podcast.
Health and Motion page. But Honeywell Center, Night Ranger played there last month. Me and Brent were there. So if you look, here is their advertisement for the brochure for all their upcoming shows. So if you look at this first couple pages, Sammy Hagar, British Invasion, and Get the Lead Out. So 2 tribute bands. The next page, Little River Band and Tesla, but Tusk, Fleetwood Mac tribute band, Bee Gees tribute band.
And Little River Band, we talked, I think,
has multiple
member in 2 different bands. So there's I think 2 versions of LRB traveling around the country, maybe 3. I don't know.
Then you got.
I saw one, and it wasn't the one I wanted to see, but it was good.
There was 4 Gallaghers, and there's 5 tape faces running around. So
then you got Rain, the Beatles, kind of like tribute. Arrivals, ABBA, Michael Jackson. So what I'm saying is, half of these acts are tribute groups, and it's going to be that for even as we get farther down the road.
I will say that the slight difference is those are billed as tribute bands.
Well, they're big. Those are big enough to be. Those artists are big enough to have a tribute band. No one's going to go see Quiet.
John Denver, you think?
Fucking John Denver, man. What the hell?
I mean, I like John Denver.
Rocky Mountain High, man. John Denver's full of shit. But But those bands can have tribute bands to where Quiet Riot, Night Ranger, they're not going to have a tribute band that could actually tour and be successful. So, yes, they need to use that name. But, again, we may look at it as a tribute. But 95% of the people going, they're just going for a Friday night party and playing the Night Ranger. And
well, and I'll say this. I'd pay the ticket price to see Rudy. I love Rudy Sarzo. So I'd pay to see him and hopefully shake his hand at the end of the night, man. He's a super cool dude.
So there you go.
And
what else we got in? Let's do the Fans in Motion, our Facebook page. What's some good stuff you got, Brent?
Well, if you were all to ask me if I wanted to go see Molly Hatchet, you know my comment would be?
Go.
Don't sing.
No. Anyway, sorry, I've been laughing about that ever since when Josh said, coming to Columbus. When Josh heard that announcement on the radio, he's like, "Whoop, up, yeah, I'm going." Yeah. Anyway.
That's exactly what I did.
And then I was laughing a little bit at the Honeywell Center stuff that I'm not going to mention because you'll take it out, so I'm not going to bother. Anyway, before we get on to the Fans in Motion news, what we've done for the new people that have just come to the page, we had a campaign to try to make this album #1. And as of today, while we're recording this, today's our last pre-sale date that you can do. However, we've got all of next week to buy this album, whether you download it digitally or you go out and buy a physical copy. All that's going to count into the sales, and after that week's over, everything usually drops unless you're Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift stays on the charts forever, for God's sakes. But for the bands we love, like for example, Ace Frehley released an album last year. He debuted at #2. The following week, he was at number 67, I think. So, I mean, It goes that quick. That's how finicky and how much people do not purchase music other than a song or two. So streaming isn't going to help this thing. It's physically buying it. And if we can give Night Ranger a #1 album, let's do it. Look what they've done for us for the past 39 years.
Amen, bro.
I'm grateful. So go out there and physically purchase it. And if you're into the digital download, great. Do it on iTunes for $9.99, but you're not going to get one of the songs. If you go on nightranger.com and you buy their yellow vinyl, they're going to give you a free download.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll have Savior on it, but they're going to give you a free download on there, so it's a win-win. So anyway, Josh said something about Fans in Motion news. I went across the pond on all of our Fans in Motion people tonight.
Good day, sir.
Well, we didn't do the good day, sir. This gentleman, Yasuyuki Kayueda, he received his Night Ranger album today, and right behind him, it's Midnight Madness, autographed by Brad, Jack, and Kelly. It looked like that I could make out.
Yeah,
hanging on his wall. It's pretty freaking cool. So, Yasuyuki,
and look, he's got the necklace on.
Dawn Patrol and he's even got a Dawn Patrol in his hand, or is he? I think he's holding Dawn Patrol. Is it a shirt?
No, it's a Dawn Patrol shirt. It looks like.
Well, I mean, it's literally this big on my screen.
Yes.
That's why I'm holding this in front so you guys can all see it.
Mm-hmm. I love this guy.
Yeah, Yasuyuki has been featured before. He's a great guy. And then we have another person from the land of the rising sun, Mayo Hire. Hear ye? I think it's Hire. Hirai.
Okay.
Posted some TMG pictures of which I've never seen. For anybody who doesn't know, check. There's a famous guitar player named Tack. How do you pronounce his last name, Josh?
I do not know.
Yeah,
Tack. Well, something with an M, and then it was his name, and then group at the M, and at the end, and then they called themselves TMG.
And he's got Jack Blazer's in the band, Eric Martin. Is there anybody else? I can't think of. It was
Brian Tichy, I think.
On drums.
Wow.
So they played some shows over in Japan, and this person actually has some live pictures, and I thought that was pretty kick-ass from the post. And then our brother from another mother over in the UK, Mark Greenaway.
Look at this.
He received his album the other day. He doesn't have a turntable. He couldn't play it. And that's who we were referring to earlier. He was waiting on his iTunes to pop up in England. He's already framed the record and ready to hang it on the wall. Mark is a really good guy. I've had some private conversations with him. And, like I said, I'm proud to call him mate.
Yeah.
So.
Rock on, mate.
And on a personal level, I don't have a picture of this. James Gillen, our heart goes out to you for your pet, your dog.
Yeah.
I believe it was Percy. So I just want we got you, buddy.
I know the feeling of losing an animal. I lost one a year and a half ago.
I didn't make any comment on it because there was nothing I could say that's going to make it any better that everybody else has already said. But you know what? I could put it on the podcast and tell you, much love to you. So.
And usually I don't allow that stuff on the page. I mean, that's one thing that makes our page good is it is, people aren't posting warrant shit on there. I mean, someone posted Winger Live, and I'm like, all right, there's Red Beach Night Ranger as like, all right, you know what?
It was a good tie-in.
You did the connection. I mean, you just got to find a connection, but
I didn't make any kind of comment. You know how much I love Winger. I didn't even comment.
But a guy who shows picture of Debbie Gibson and him. But here's another thing. If I decline your post, it's like, so whatever. Let's say there's a new interview comes out, right, with Night Ranger. We will have 10 people posting that to the page, and I'm only going to post it once. I'm not going to post it out there. So
every time
everybody's newsfeed is just getting the same thing. So if I decline your post, it's just because either one, it's not Night Ranger related, or two, it's just been posted 15 times.
I saw somebody, and I didn't even tell you this, Josh. Somebody had posted something to the page over the weekend. We had so many submissions. We don't release them all once. We spread it out. And I was looking yesterday, and they posted the same thing again. And I looked at them like, there it is on the page, and I just deleted it because I'm like, you didn't even see your post, so you don't think it got posted. Good luck.
Well, yeah. I mean, it happens, but
I know. I was laughing. I thought it was funny.
The thing is, if you approve 3 posts at the same time, people aren't going to see all 3 posts. So and so I want every post to get attention and people to have time to comment. So I will release one every 30 minutes or so. But with James, with the dog, I made an exception, and you know what? I can. So.
Yeah, what was the link he posted? He posted a link for you to go to.
Well, he did have the link to goodbye.
Yeah, okay.
So
there's the tie-in.
I was like,
it's not always going to work.
I was like, it doesn't always work that way, but James has been there from the begining too. So
James has been a good guy. Yeah, and I knew that's why you.
Not that I want to play favorites or anything. I mean, but and I don't have favorites. You all piss me off equally, but I was just like, whatever. He's going through a hard time. Maybe this is what he needs to pick himself up. Also on Fans in Motion, you had this Yahoo displaying his new record.
I was going to throw that up there. I was. But I gave it to overseas instead of, I was going to do that tomorrow night.
I was out of control. I couldn't get my album open fast enough. I couldn't get my phone up fast enough. As Josh knows, I was working on my truck, and I stopped and just left it sit.
Yeah, told you not.
Truck's still not fixed, by the way. But I'm listening to the
see it on Facebook.
You know what? It would have been fixed if you'd listened to me the first time.
He sent me a private message doing it, and I just called him a blank liquor. It's short for Richard. Yeah. And, I don't have my copies yet. I've purchased like 7 or 8 copies. I have nothing. Even the shipment confirmation I have today for 2 of them, my Amazon was shipped today, but it's acting like it's going to be here at the end of the month. And my one from Frontiers is going. Everybody got theirs through FedEx. Mine's going through the U.S. Postal Service. So when I click on that link for the code, it says waiting on package to arrive at the post office.
No, it's still Frontier somewhere. Also on KNAC.com, there was a Night Ranger review by Dwayne Vickers.
What, KNAC?
I just call it KNAC, but you can call it KNAC. You know, I mean, you can.
NBC.
I know. I call it K-Dirt. Hit pay dirt with K-Dirt.
The phrase that pays.
Yeah. It killed the fucking koala.
Money.
But
oh God, I'm gonna have booty time going in my head. Booty time across the USA.
But anyway, so let's get into some ATBPO.
Let's rank
talk.
it. I've got a list.
If Booty Time was on this album, it would only make it even better.
Well, here's one thing I want to mention. That, you know, as you know, whatever issues you may have with Frontier Records. Well, I can't really say it's Frontier because this says Sony Music from Franklin, Indiana. So this is the box my two records came in. And
came out of Indiana for you, huh?
And this is, I mean, if you watch these episodes, you know I'm a big vinyl collector, and I've had vinyl shipped in about every single container imaginable, good and bad. And like my favorite is when they'll ship it in like a
manila envelope
with like some bubble wrap, and it comes and it's shattered, and I'm like, yeah, the record's broke.
Shadooby.
And they can't believe it. I'm like, you shipped a vinyl record in a bubble wrap envelope, and you can't believe it broke. But anyways, shocking. Kudos to Frontiers for whatever doing this with Sony Music and getting that.
Mine's the same. Came from the same place, Josh. That's why I was just checking real quick.
So here is the Crystal record. This is all we got right now. Ooh. So there you go. It's a nice glossy cover too. It's like real slick. It's a different material. I mean, some of them aren't this glossy.
It's just very well done.
Yep. And you got the gatefold.
Hello.
One thing that sticks out to me on this is that, and I don't know if I noticed it, on iTunes. Can one of you guys pull up the iTunes on iTunes, like the what's available? I want to see what the song sequence is.
Hang on.
I'm going to the Night Ranger page, but anyways, on the promo version that the promotional that I had, we all had, track Tomorrow was track 11, and this has track 7 as Tomorrow on it. So I'm just not sure,
So what's the question on iTunes? Track 11.
Yeah.
Is Tomorrow.
Tomorrow goes to 11.
So that's how I've seen it on most stuff. But on this record, they have Tomorrow as track 7. They moved it up and
you know why? It's probably for time decides.
It would still be on the same side. It went just from 11 to 7, and
it's on the same side.
It's on the same side. Okay. So I'm not quite. I don't know. I just don't know.
Andy, what's yours look like? Just check to make sure. Now I'm gonna have to check every copy I get to see what position it's in.
It's number 7.
Oh, but it would be because all they did was put a sticker over the barcode. What was I thinking?
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to the store here. I just want to see what they have in the store there on the Night Ranger webpage. But lyrically, though, on the lyrics, I mean, it's in the right spot on the gatefold. The biggest thing is under Kelly Kagi. He thanks everyone at Fans in Motion. So there we go. Our podcast that was started in 2020. Within 1 year, we are on the Night Ranger record. And we kind of came, I didn't think we would be on there just because we kind of started working with Kelly kind of towards the end of when they were putting this all together. On the CD on Amazon, by the way, track 11 is tomorrow. So if you look here, you see the CD track 11 tomorrow. But so I just wonder if the record's going to have all of this is going to be a different sequence.
What's it say on the actual piece of vinyl, Josh?
I would assume it's
the same, yeah.
The same. I mean, if they took the effort to change it on the gatefold and the lyric sheet, I would figure they'd do it everywhere else. But yes, so great photos, everything. I mean, this is the first Night Ranger vinyl they've released that's been really well done. They third-partied out, really, the Don't Let Up final release and the release for
High
Road. Not that they were bad, but it was just, I mean, the quality was good, but there was no gatefold, there was no colored vinyl.
And it's so expensive if you try to go back and find it. That's why you got to buy this now while you can.
Yeah,
because the others are up to $145 on the internet.
And I just bought a couple copies for, I mean, they were like $30 at the time and stuff. But
just so you know, I'm getting live updates from England right now. It's fantastic. So he's like going song, but he's like, oh my god, if I can take it easy, Mark.
So there you go. You got that.
So you got more than one copy of Don't Let Up and High Road on vinyl?
I got one opened and one sealed.
Boy, you got beautiful eyes. You know that?
Here is the crystal. It actually looks better with some light behind it. So there is the crystal with the customized,
with the light in front of it,
with the customized logo, or the customized label.
See, it always looks more like a Coca-Cola bottle color on the internet.
Well, it does when you're looking at it, but if I don't know if you could see it with the light coming from behind.
Yeah,
it's actually it's almost white, like white crystal.
Just it looks like opaque, like you would see those glass blocks. On the side of a house.
If you lay it down, like so, I got it laying down on the stand with the sleeve underneath it. It looks almost Coke green, that Coke bottle green. If you hold it up to the light, it's almost like a crystal, like white color, or as Andy would say, crystal meth.
I mean, look.
So,
Crystal Burger.
Oh, I had some of those the other day. Wow.
Crystal with a K. So. Our initial thoughts on the record, we're going to rank them. If you listen to Friday's show, you will know that we did rank our top 3. So, which Friday's show will be recorded on Friday. So we're all fucked up on this. But as with any list, there's got to be a 12. So. Everybody. The great thing is everybody's list is different. That's the great thing. Where you see our song will be, I'll pick a song that's 12, and then people on the page will have it 2 or 3. So it's just our opinions. That's all it is. Mine is fact, but the rest of them are just opinions. So, Andy, why don't
you say fact again?
Fact.
You say crap. Oddly funny. It sounds like you say fact, but it sounds like you're really saying crap, right? Your list is crap. Okay, good.
Crap.
I thought it was my cans, as they say in the biz. Let's do this thing, Jay.
Who wants? Do you want me to lead it, Andrew, or you want to? So let's rank our initial impressions of the new record. Again, this will change a week from now. Mine's always
going to change by the end of this podcast.
There's always got to be a number 11, and the good thing is, I guess number 12. The good thing is with Night Ranger is compared to most of these groups that are putting out new records, their number 12 is better than 3/4 of these other groups' records. So, Andy, let's start with you. What is your number 12?
Number 12 for me is Hard to Make It Easy. It's a good tune. Eric makes this for me as far as the listenability. I love to hear Eric playing like that, the honky tonk as I call it. But this song just like Josh always says, something has to be 12, and this one is the one that I'm like, I'm gonna push this one to the bottom for me because there's other songs that are just way, way better rocking for me. So it ends up at number 12.
Brent Tree.
We're gonna change this album name to and then Brent pissed off Josh. ATBPOJ. Now, what I want to say to my friends here is we're gonna do this. Yeah, that's both. I said friends with an S.
No, I just
easy.
I'm not pathetic. I got more than one. And what I want to say to you two is we're going to do this again in a year, since all of our other episodes are albums that are years to grow on us.
Sure.
So, I mean, we got just a little bit of time here. But my number 12 is what Josh usually does with the podcast. Hard to make it easy.
That's a long way to get to that, but I
appreciate
your effort.
Well, especially tonight's podcast, it's so hard to make it easy. But I love the song. It makes me smile, makes me, singing in the car and what have you. And when I was just putting it together, I was like, and I mean, real quick, scratches.
No, you just blocked out everything. Yeah.
Yeah. There's scratches here where it's changed 5 different times. It just changed right before we started again. But yeah, hard to make it easy. Number 12, Josh.
There seems to be a general consensus, maybe for the first time ever on this episode. My number 12 is hard to make it easy.
Then Brent made Josh happy.
I've gotten a lot of comments on this song because Jack uses this word in the lyrics, cocaine. And if you've listened to the episode, it kind of took a life of its own when talking about some Dawn Patrol songs. I said I like the grittiness of Can't Find Me a Thrill over Eddie's Coming Out Tonight, because really for Eddie's Coming Out Tonight, it just loses me on the word trousers. I said we need more cocaine, less trousers in our Night Ranger songs, and it's taken on a life of its own. And obviously Jack listens to the podcast because he put some cocaine lyrics on the record. And
less trousers on this album.
Yes, I was like, now, I really knew he's listening if the second verse used the word trousers. But and he included my other word that always he likes the word windows. And we do have we do have the window and the pane and Little Sister a few times. So
he's a big Microsoft fan.
Yeah, I mean, not that it's a bad song, but I find myself listening to it and I feel like I'm singing along with the Eagles, who I love, but when I'm listening to Night Ranger, I don't want the Eagles. So, that one just didn't quite do it for me. Track 12, We Are All the Same. I'll go ahead and jump with track 11, just to keep my negativity up, I reckon. Track 11 is Monkey for me.
What?
Yeah, it's just, again, I just can't, mammals, marsupials, monkeys. No. It's a great riff. I love the music. I just can't rock out the word monkey. It's one of those things that's just ingrained in me. So that's my number 11. Great, like musically, I love it. I like some of the rest of the lyrics. It's just the word monkey.
I get what you're saying, but man, this song is a rocker, man. It gets me moving.
Just keep me in the middle of all this, so I know it'll go to me, and then it'll go back to Andy, and then Andy will give 2 songs, and it'll go back. You know what I mean?
You want to stay in the middle?
I definitely.
Are you the monkey in the middle?
I am the monkey.
Andrew, you're number 11. Brent, you're number 11.
Well, I think my number 11 is Josh is kind of responsible for it. Monkey is my number 11.
What the hell? What the hell's wrong with my 2? I don't.
No,
you know what? I automatically think that I'm fucking up my list because it agrees with Brent. Like, what's the whole old saying? I don't want to be a member of any club that would have me as a member. Like,
no Josh clubs.
I think my list may be wrong because it's mirroring Brent's.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No,
our lists are going to be different. I'm gonna tell you that right now. My monkey is higher than yours.
Yeah, it jams. It's great. But like I said, it was a last minute switch. It was number 6. But when I looked at number 6 or at my number 11, I'm like, oh, that's better than Monkey.
Yeah.
So
what this demonstrates is my power and my influence.
Of persuasiveness.
Yes. So
Brent
or Andy.
He scares me a little. I always pee a little every episode.
Well, whenever me and Brent are in the same building, he knows he has to sit down when he pees. Andy,
wow.
What is your?
Oh shit!
Am
I supposed to say monkey here?
What's
going on?
What's track 11 for you?
Track 11 for me is Coming for You.
What?
You're out of your mind.
Eat it. Nothing comes between a man and his monkey. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Coming for You is one of the. It's a great rocking Night Ranger song without a little bit of that commercial appeal to it. It's, you're just.
Well, again, we've said this every time we do a list. Everybody thinks it's a cop out. This is really difficult because when you really truly like all the songs, you have to put them somewhere. So I started just going by like Josh, and again, this is the initial listening. Like we just got this. We're just listening to it, so it's kind of like, I find myself going back to.
We had the promo copy for a week, so you've had a little bit of time.
Well,
unless you didn't listen to it.
What do I keep going back to? And that's what I started looking at. I was like, what do I go back to the most? And so that's where Coming for You fell to.
And we say it every episode. You got to put them somewhere. I think I was the first one to say it on the first episode because Josh was giving me so much crap. I'm like, well, they got to go somewhere.
Yeah, something has to be a 9 and a 10, and unfortunately, that's where Coming for You came from. So that's where I'm at. Send your hate mail to Josh.
Yeah, that's
Josh is full of crap.net.
Wrong. So my number 10.
I go back in the middle here again. It goes back to me again.
Shut it. My number 10 is A Lucky Man.
Hard to make it easy.
Not that it's a bad song, but again, it's more to me a Shaw Blade song in that vein. And, it's not quite a ballad. It's not quite a rocker. And I don't even know if it's like a mid-tempo like rock song, like 4 a.m. So it's like, all right. So I think it fits into the whole Shaw Blades thing, which I love. Shaw Blades and Hallucinations, one of my favorite records of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was on Shaw Blades record, it'd probably be 1 or 2 or 3, or unless they had Monkey Part 2, then maybe it'd be 4. But yeah, it's not a bad song at all. It's just Night Ranger-ish. There's more Night Ranger-ish songs ahead of it. So A Lucky Man track is number 10 for me. Brent?
Great thing about some people getting this album early this week, I was getting messages. And my buddy Lance Rushing sent me an email, and he's like, man, I just listened to Lucky Man. He's in the beginning, reminds me of Lid a little bit, and I thought the same thing. And my number 10 is Lucky Man. Lucky Man does remind me a little bit of just a smidge of My Own Worst Enemy by one of my all-time favorite bands, Lid. And it's got a little bit of Pour Some Sugar quality into it, but the biggest ingredient is Shaw Blades, just like Josh said. The song's great. I turn it up
right now.
I know you know.
You guys you're like buddies.
I'm not. Do not appreciate being.
Can
on
I
the
just
same
give you
wavelength.
my number 10 so we can just?
I'm just.
See, Josh, you and I are more alike than you think we are.
What we got there, Andrew?
So number 10 for me is easy. It's A Lucky Man.
Huh? Number 10 is what?
Lucky Man.
Really? What's wrong with you?
I'm the same as you guys.
It's a great tune.
Look, I opened the show with that lyric. It's a well written tune. It's great. I love the lyrics. It's just I know it's such a cop out, but I got to put it somewhere. And my top 6 pretty where I want my top 6 to be. So the rest of them had to fall. Again, talk to me tomorrow. We'll be talking about this all day tomorrow on Facebook. I'm sure my list will change because it's going to be in my ears all day.
Mm-hmm.
So a lucky man, number 10. Not a knock on it. Just it has to fall somewhere. I need my monkey to be somewhere else.
Number 9 for me
mine?
is Bring It All Home to Me.
Oh.
It's not bad. I like it. It's that mid-tempo rocker that Night Ranger's really known for. A little bit heavier, I guess, than your mid-tempo stuff. But, it's the big chorus. If you listen to any of my other rankings, I guess I'm all over the place because, when you close your eyes, I always rank high. But a lot of times the mid-tempo ones I rank a little lower. But I think it was a good single selection because it's really got that mass appeal. But again, if you know me, I'm usually either the hard rockers or the ballads. I think it was a good choice for a single, but there's other songs that I like more. So there we go. Brent, you're number 9.
I would like to pass to Andy because I want to do my next 2 in a row.
All right.
Because I have an explanation. Otherwise, I can't do it.
I've traded up. Here. I'm taking the next pick from the Goshen Warriors, and Andy? I'm going with Cold as December. I know this was hard. This was a hard one to put where it is, and it was one of those things. And I'll be honest with you, when I was doing my list, I was missing a song, and I'm like, what song did I miss? And I already set my list where I wanted it, so I'm like, shit. So I was like, truthfully, Cold as December should actually be ranked higher than this, but I wasn't going to rewrite my list for tonight because I know it's going to change. This is a great song, man. It really is. It's a good tune, and it's heavy, and I just dropped the ball in placing it. So, but I'm not changing my list.
Brent,
I yield the floor to the man from Goshen.
Number 9.
My number 9, and like I said, my number 9 is The Hardest Road.
Okay.
It's not really, but it is as of today. I absolutely love the song. I love what Kelly does with it. It's very moving. It's fantastic. And taking right into my number 8 is Can't Afford a Hero. I like the ballads on the record. It's just right now I'm more into the rockier stuff. So I wanted to, I put them back to back just because I skip them sometimes, and other times I don't. Like you were talking about Mark Greenaway. He talking about on Facebook how he just can put Can't Afford a Hero on him, and the lyrics and he's absolutely right. But when I'm sitting down listening to the record, the really strong melodic stuff, I want to get to the next one. And so that's why I wanted to go 9 and 8 together for me. So, Josh, your number 8?
My number 8. Jesus. Can't Afford a Hero. I lay awake at night wondering what the going rate is for a hero. What is it?
Bonnie Tyler could tell you.
50 quid.
50 quid. I need to borrow 20. So
that's 20 pounds 50.
What about the tenner I let you this morning?
For your sister's operation.
So Can't Afford a Hero. Good song. Again, I think it was a good single selection. It's got that mass appeal to it. Lyrically, it's good. Jack kind of goes to a different place, a little bit deeper on this song, which he's really done over the last few records. But again, there's stronger songs on there that I think so. Just Can't Afford a Hero. I mean, think about this. If Can't Afford a Hero is number 8 on a list, this is a really good album. So my number 8 is Can't Afford a Hero. Andrew?
And I would love to hear Weird Al cover that, and do one of his versions, and it'd be all about going to Subway and just not having enough money. Can't Afford a Hero.
Yep.
Hey, at least I didn't say hooker.
Wow.
Andy, number 8.
So for me, I'm with Josh. My number 8 is Can't Afford a Hero. And
Wow.
I think Josh made a very strong statement that I can't really improve on. It says a lot about your album when your number 8 song is as good as Can't Afford a Hero. That's a solid tune. I just...
All these are solid tunes that we've said so far.
I mean, it's just like Josh. There's just other songs I want to get to, and then but when I come back to that moment of wanting a little bit of a ballad, because I'm a ballad guy, I love a great ballad, and this one is just it's awesome, and I'll put it on to it probably 2 times, 3 times in a row, and then I move on to, then I start playing with my monkey.
Well, Andy, on that note, what's your number 7?
Number 7 for me is Savior.
Everybody's looking for a good time. Definitely a different track on the record. Brent?
It's heavy. It's,
it's
Kelly, man.
Good Kelly Kagi song. Brent,
what's not to like?
What's your number 7?
My number 7 is Tomorrow.
Incorrect.
No, I love it. And I wanted it in there, and it's there at number 7. So
my number 7 is The Hardest Road. It's a good Kelly Kagi vocal. I think this was a song that Jack originally sang, and then they tried it with Kelly. Don't ask me where I don't know. Maybe from them or read it somewhere. I don't remember. And that was a song that Richie talked about, Richie Russo, in one of our previous episodes, the drum tech for Kelly, and he's also the keyboard tech for Eric. He was talking about the first time he'd heard that song and how great it was, and it's a really good song, and Kelly's got a great vocal on it. Just there's 6 songs I got ahead of it. The Hardest Road. Brent, your number 6. Or no.
Yeah, number 6.
You want to go? Well, you want to go in the middle. So, Andy, number 6.
My number 6. Let me mark that off. I'm gonna keep my list going.
That's what that D stands for on his hat.
Like Josh, for me, number 6 is The Hardest Road, and it's simple, man. It's Kelly, and the lyrics are just beautiful, and sometimes you take a break from wrecking your neck to slow down and enjoy a nicely well written lyric, and I'm a sucker for good lyrics, so that's my reasoning for putting it where I put it.
Brent Tree, your number 6.
My number 6 is Savior.
Right behind me, my bro.
Right when I,
looking for a good time.
And this, it was the last song I heard on that record, and I'm like, wow.
How were you?
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. Thank you, Joey.
Well, my number 6 would be. This is where it kind of gets hard for me. The top 6. Kind of, except for maybe the first 2, they kind of all, so like 6 through 3, they're all in the kind of the same area. My number 6, Cold as December.
There you go.
So, yeah.
I see some disdain in Brent's face.
The song, I mean, sometimes it doesn't seem like you know where it's going. It's mellow, soft, melodic, hard. It's all over the place. Which is good, but Cold as December is my number 6. So we got your guys' 6. I'll just jump to my number 5. My number 5, Coming for You. It took me a while to really kind of get into that. Not that I didn't dislike it, but I've found over the last couple months, it's just that's the one track with maybe 1 or 2 others I like going back to. It's heavy. It's not as commercial, so it's just right there in your face, a great opener. And yeah, I like it. It's good. I like it.
There you go.
So my number 5 coming for you, Brent. Number 5.
Number 5 is "Bring It All Home to Me."
Baby, baby.
Fun song.
Baby.
It screams Night Ranger when you listen to it.
Yeah.
And it does have a Shaw Blades feel, kinda. But when I first heard it, I thought, I think I like this song better than Breakout. I remember making that statement.
We talked about that.
And I did, but I find myself going to Breakout still, Mm-hmm. I try not to listen to those tracks over and over again on the internet until I had a physical copy, because I didn't want to pass Breakout up or Bring It On Home to Me. I didn't want to do that. So therefore, I mean, they're in top 5. Both of these songs are going to be in my top 5. So I did that right.
Yeah.
Andy?
Brent, I'm there with you, buddy. My number 5 is "Bring It All Home to Me." This song, like you said, it screams Night Ranger to me. When I first heard it, I was like, God dang, how do they keep doing this? I mean, they're 40 years in, and I've caught myself walking around the house singing this song to myself, just the chorus. I'm like, God, this is cool, man. So I mean, I know I'm a total fanboy, but I like this song. It's number 5 for me, and it might climb a little higher here over the coming weeks.
Well, Andy, go ahead and give us your number 4.
Number 4, Monkey, because it rocks. I love this song. It's the drum shuffle on this song. I mean, Brent, as a drummer, this is fun. I know you ranked it lower, but this is one
I didn't want to.
They'll never play it live, I'm sure, but I would like to see this one played live. It's just a fun, rocking song. So,
like I said, in that part where they do on the guitar, I'll be your monkey. I love that part. It's just so cool.
What part?
I mean, look,
what part
he
was
rhymed
that?
monkey with junkie. Come on.
Well,
Come on,
obvious.
Josh. I mean, it's not Dylan, but still.
Well, it's not Dylan, but still.
I mean, it's not George Jones, but come on.
Hey, now.
If it was Dylan, it'd be I'll be a monkey. Come on, junkie.
All right.
You should drink for that one.
Brent, number 4.
Well, number 4 is coming for you.
Well, now you've gone too far with it.
Coming for you, number 4.
Nice.
It's a great opener. Like everything about it. But it has to be a number 4, and like I said, "Coming for You" potentially could move up easily for me over the next couple weeks, over the next couple days, over the next couple minutes.
Yeah.
My track number 4 is "Savior." Just one of those songs, kind of like "Coming for You," that I found myself just going back to. Different song. I mean, that's why maybe, you don't automatically think Night Ranger when you first hear it. But catchy, great guitar work, great Kelly Kagi vocals. And when I would just go on to play one or two songs, I find myself going to that one more than I did a lot of the others. So my track 4 is "Savior." My track 3 is the first single from the record. Is "Breakout." To me, an important song because, I mean, just like I think it was Kelly saying, what this album's missing is, or Kelly was saying that, Brad was like, this album's missing a barn burner, and he brought in the music for "Breakout." So, to me, it's this album without that track.
It's different.
It's a different record, and I don't know. I think I'd have a different opinion. It's just that song just is what that album needed. So, "Breakout" is my number 3. It's still just even 3 months almost later, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's still just a great track. So my number 3 is "Breakout." Brent Tree?
My number 3 again is "Breakout."
Oh my!
Josh and I have hit a lot of numbers together on this list so far.
You know why, Brent? You know why it's happening? Because you're friends.
Yeah.
Friends.
And if you watch Friday's episode, we ranked our top 3, so they're probably going to be all about the same. But
pretty much,
hopefully,
I don't know if my number 1 and number 2 changed from that Friday episode or not yet.
Hopefully, if you're a true
you'll let me know.
True Night Ranger fan, you did a lot of self-medication in the 80s, and your memory were shit, so you don't remember what our ranking was on Friday. So number 3 for Brent is Breakout, the same as mine. Andrew, you're number 3.
Number 3 is Tomorrow. This song is just what moved me about this song was just, and not to get any kind of preachy, it's positive, and sometimes you just need a little bit of something different in life, and this song hit me at the right time, and I was like, yeah, I like this song, man. And again, it's Kelly does a great job on this one, so.
And depending on what version you get, it's either track 7 or track 11.
That's true. So I just really, Kelly just has a way sometimes of hitting me the right way, and I guess is one of the things I love about this band. You got 2 great vocalists, got screaming guitar players, and you got this guy on the keys just laying shit down, man.
Laying shit down.
You can quote me on that.
And he does it perfectly, too. Like I said, Eric Levy is just the gift that keeps on giving.
I'll jump to my number 2, because my number 2 is Tomorrow. A great Kelly Keagy song. And it kind of has it has a little bit of a reminder of Soul Survivor and Revelation, kind of a little bit from the 1997 Night Ranger album 7. So it takes me back there. It's got that positivity. It's almost like the closest to like some classic Night Ranger that you can get. Maybe not classic, but that 90s era Night Ranger, Neverland and stuff like that. So, my number 2 is Tomorrow. Brent, what is your number 2?
Got another email same day from our buddy Lance Rushing, and he had said the same thing I had said to you guys privately. Dance is my number 2. And he said, man, can you imagine them putting Love Stinks in there with Dance, because that guitar rhythm, down, you could go right into Love Stinks live, and it would be so killer.
Just
with that song.
I want to dance, I love you, and then I get to know you, and Love Stinks.
Love Stinks. Yeah, but no, you know how they do Highway Star with and I mean, this is another one of those songs that they could just roll into, that they do so perfectly. Dance could. I know what it's going to be for you guys, but Dance is a song that could eventually be my number 1 tune.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a great song.
Much, and ever since we heard some previews of it, it was special. Even when we heard it for a couple milliseconds back, when was that? March?
Months ago.
Yeah, March or February, when we were talking to Kelly, and he played it for us. So
off the record, and it was God. It was so special. That's when we went right to the computer and we did that Friday night episode for 15 minutes. We've heard the new Night Ranger, we weren't blowing smoke up anybody's butt.
What was those songs we heard? Was Dance?
Dance.
Well, the first time I heard Dance, Breakout, and then something else which I cannot.
Monkey.
Well,
heard
hold
Monkey
on,
together.
Hold on. So the first time it was just me and Kelly. It was Dance, Breakout, and something else that I cannot remember. Now the time when it was just us, when it was us 3, did he played Dance first?
Dance first.
I know he played Monkey, because that was the first time I'd heard it.
That was the second one, and like I said, Kelly's reaction, like right when it's going up, he's just rocking into the camera. I'm like, it doesn't. How did we get so lucky?
I am
We were the
Spartacus.
luckiest 3 guys on the internet that day.
Andy, number 2.
Number 2 for me is Breakout. This song is it's what I want out of Night Ranger. It is hard. It's fast. Jack's vocal is just raw, man. I love it. Again, like we've talked about way back in other episodes about when you try to introduce Night Ranger to somebody, it's dueling guitars, it's harmonized guitars, it's these raw vocals. It's just it rocks. So it's number 2.
It's full of angst, for sure.
And
thank you, Brad, for bringing that in, buddy. That was sweet.
Definitely, what you said about Jack's vocals, probably one of my favorite vocals from him on the last.
It just feels like. It's like I said, I don't know how to tell people. I know Night Ranger when I hear it, and that one just feels right. I was like, God, I needed this so bad.
Andy, let's go to your number 1.
My number 1, and I'll say that my opinion, this should have been the opener. This song is so freaking awesome, and it's on repeat all the time. I sing it, walk around the house.
Sing it now.
I'm trying to get other people. No, I can't sing for shit. Is Dance. Dance is just so. Initially, I heard this song and I was like, "This is so cool." I love this song. I love the way the vocals are. I love the drums. Of course, it's Kelly. I mean, come on, you're rocking, and it sounds a little bit like We Will Rock You. I don't care. It's awesome. Yeah, Dance, baby.
Brent Tree, number 1.
Cold as December. This song has just grabbed me like no other song on the album. I dig every bit. Like what you were saying, starts off kind of soft, and then you go for a ride on this song.
Yeah.
Musically, you go for a ride, and Jack's vocals are just freaking dynamic on it. Eric's keyboard playing with the guitars is just so. I love it.
There you go. That's worth the price of admission. My
Coldest December.
My number
That's good,
1
man.
mirrors Andy, and it is Dance.
That's because you're right.
Well, I have something I hear a lot. Does not get old. But again, it will always be sentimental. Just being that, just hooking up, the interview, right before even before I pulled you guys in, because how we do the sequence, Kelly just stops and turns around and plays something, and I'm just thinking he's going to. I don't even know what he's doing, but all of a sudden I hear, doom, doom, and I'm like, and I hear it, and I'm like,
You're like, I
shit,
love Queen, man. That's
this
awesome.
is the new Night Ranger, and just watching Kelly, I'm like, holy, it's one of those things like we start this podcast, and it's like now I'm face to face, just me and him, and he's playing this, and then we got you guys on and did the same thing, and it was just so good. I mean, like I said, it's just crazy that here we are, 2021, talking about a new Night Ranger record. It's a great record. Post your list. Let us see what you guys think. Post it on the YouTube page. Post it on the Facebook page. Copy and paste, man. Just do it on both. People see different ones, but I mean, we've been working up to this since we started the page in April of 20, the podcast in late May of 20, and slowly building it up, building relationships with the band to where we're got these the podcasts on certain pages. We've talked to Kelly and Eric, numerous times on the podcast. I'm helping with Night Rangers and Kelly's and Jack's and Eric's, and me and Carrie are working on some things with social media. So, so it's, we've moved so much, from the beginning to now, and it's sometimes a little bit surreal.
A little bit. It's a lot of bit surreal.
It's a lot.
I mean, because I've even gotten to do a thing that we'll be able to talk about later, and it's very surreal.
Well, I mean, I expected most of it. I was like, I figured I mean, I think within the next year I'll probably be in the band, but I'm gonna bring back that Seven Wishes guy.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
Up there. Dance.
Well, Josh, let me ask you. Tell me if you think I'm sure you'll think I'm wrong, but do you think this would have been a good opener, Dance?
As a single?
As an opener to the album. I think it would just kick people right in the face. I mean,
I like Coming for You. I mean, to me, Coming for You.
Yeah, it seems like everybody is in agreement on that, but to me, I'm like, I would have loved to let the needle drop and hear Dance first. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
I mean, you could have. I mean, you could easily went Dance.
I'm not criticizing how they did it. I'm just asking, what do you think?
I mean, I think you could have. I mean, you could have went. I mean, I think you could have did. You could have kept it the same, and you could have switched out Dance for Bring It All Home to Me.
Maybe you build if you think Dance is the killer track. Let it build to that somewhere down the line. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know.
It all depends. I mean, if you're switching stuff, if you're opening with Dance, then Coming for You moves down to 2. And I think,
get Jack on the horn.
I think number 3 then would be Bring It All Home to Me, and then you know 4 is Breakout. You kind of push everything down. I mean, how great is it, though? We got Fans in Motion on the record. Like I said, I was helping Kelly with his social media. He put my name in there, which, I mean, is just, I mean, it's what who would ever thought, right? And then we got the Fans in Motion. You know, really, my name is, you know, your guys' name too. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I mean, you guys are there with me on the podcast and everything. It's just, you know, me and, you know, Kelly asked me to do that social media, but again, you know, none of us would be where we're at without each other. And then the Fans in Motion wouldn't be where it's at without everybody on the page. So when he thanks everyone at Fans in Motion, I mean, it's truly that. We are all, you know, everybody on there makes that page great. And it's great seeing some of these other fans mentioned on there. The Rangerettes, who have been, you know, like a fan group since the 80s. And I did message today. I was like, give me, who is the list? So it's Linda Husky, Patricia Gilman, Patty Ordong, Cindy Rosecrans, and Jen Young, which we met Jen and was it Linda?
I believe so, in Wabash.
Yeah, my memory's about as long as my dick. But,
yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome.
So the the Rangers are on there. And the Rangerettes, are on there, but you see, you know, Sylvia and Sarah, who are on the page. They're on there. It's kind of neat. Yeah, I see like Richie Russo, you know, Rich Russo. I'm like, hey, I know that dude. Steve Koken, you know, Steve's a good guy. Ryan, the guitar tech. You know, Carl, all those guys. You know, Howard and Ed. You know, you see them in there. I'm like, hey, they're just not names. I know these guys. Like, bunch of yahoos.
And Kevin Baldez.
Yeah. So next year we should probably have Fans in Motion on there, and we'll have our thanks. I think that's pretty much how it's heading. But yeah, it's just so neat.
How cool would that be? I still want to get a Fans in Motion exclusive copy where if there was some way we could do it and use that cover. They have a couple extra songs laying around. Maybe we put some bonus tracks on it. And then the cover, like I said, when I started redoing it, having old backstage passes on that crate, or you get bonus stickers and you can put them on the album yourself, which you'd be stupid to do that.
Right. That's the Gene Simmons coming out in you.
But no, it would be so much cooler. It'd be a great expanded edition if they wanted to do that. Call me, Night Ranger. I got a million ideas about that.
Well, Josh, I'll say this. I've said this before, and I hope people still are watching at this point of the game truly understand how much this whole thing means to me personally. I said we're when I last checked, we're at 6,000 fans. Go for the wax, my friend. Do not fear that. And this started, we've said it 1,000 times, they started as just some guys talking about Night Ranger. And, I mean, I never thought, honestly, that I would ever have the opportunities to talk to a guy whose drumming posters I had on my wall, and I have. I've seen Eric in concert countless times, and this guy's, I like to say, I think we can call him friend, and I like that. And meeting people, like I said, throughout this whole episode, I've been talking to a guy in England who's losing his mind over this album right now. My thing's just blowing up with his messages. We just got somebody from Norway. We have people in Australia and Japan. It just started out with some guys talking about a band they love. And now we're getting some of that back. And this all, again, goes to the fans, the 6,000 people that built this page, man. And so thank you immensely for helping us get where we are.
And I don't remember who it was, but she mentioned something about what's great is if she couldn't find someone to go to this Night Ranger show, she wasn't afraid to go because she knew there'd be people there she knows. And if you haven't experienced yet, it's fun to go to the show and meet people from the page. And I apologize. It's harder than you think because you profile pics or names, or you see so much, and it's like so it's sometimes hard to put names and faces together.
Yeah, it's usually, hey, aren't you Brent? Hey, aren't you Josh? Yes.
Yeah, and you are there with the face.
Well, if you think about it, the icons are so small.
Exactly.
You never see, so you just know, and then it's like, it's I'm this person, like, oh yeah, I know that name, but of course you can't remember exactly a post or something. I'll know Chapin when I see him just for pronouncing his name wrong,
and Nadelman.
Nadalman. Yeah, he said he's going to be in Cleveland. So
yes, he's coming to Cleveland.
I already put Cleveland's going to be fun.
Put my tickets up for sale. So that's the good thing about this page, man. It's just it's a good Night Ranger community.
It's brought us together with people. We brought people together, but we brought us to people, or they brought.
What?
I'm trying to say.
Go for it.
I have friends in I have friends in England.
Less cocaine for you. Less cocaine, more trousers for you.
Bring it all home, man.
No, but seriously, it's cool. And like I said, I've done this before, but thank you two. It's cool what we've done.
I never thought we'd be like this, and to see the Fans in Motion thanked on the album. Come on.
Well,
a couple of guys from Ohio in reality are getting thanked on a Night Ranger album. Come on.
That goes back to how cool Kelly is. And
it's a simple thing for them. It's a small thing, but it means the world to us and the page.
And I found a time where it was just me and him, and I was able to thank him and tell him just, hey, and I'm not. He even said some great things back, and it's between us and everything. But I let him know that hey, this is might be something small for you, but it's a big deal for us and everybody on the page that listens and contributes to the page, because really we don't contribute to. Starting out, I used to contribute to the page a lot, posting collection stuff, and every day I'd make like 2 posts. Like, remember I used to have a Night Ranger item every day, and I don't know, I used to do something else. But just being busy, and I don't have that time. But thankfully, the page has grown, and there's other people out there who are.
We don't have to add the content.
Yeah.
No, and when I do, like I said, I'm driving people crazy with this. Make it number 1. I know.
I can't wait. And Brent, when will the charts come out?
Will it be 2 weeks?
2 weeks. So then we'll know what happened with this album.
Yeah,
Hopefully we had an effect on it. I mean, I've bugged a shit ton of people with it. I apologize, but I was like, look, I love a band and I got a chance to help them. I'm gonna do what I can.
Talked to Jack briefly a couple days ago, putting together his Instagram and his Twitter, and I told him that I go, have you heard any feedback on how the record is doing? And he had not. And I just told him, I think you're going to be surprised. There's a lot of positive movement out there for the record. We've been pushing it. I just think you're going to be surprised. So hopefully he is.
I hope. We're a force to be dealt with.
Yeah. So stick around. We got some bonus footage for you when we interviewed Eric. He was at home with the kids, and they joined us for a few minutes. So it's more of that kind of like the behind the curtain thing, but it's kind of behind, whatever, the front door. And you get to see a little bit of Eric's home life and how
unrock star it is.
Well,
he's so cool though. He's
he plays it well.
Being a dad is the best rock star you can be, but what is it? You got Tatum and
Elliot,
and is it Gigi?
Gigi.
Okay. So you have, we got that bonus footage with Eric and the kiddos. So stick around. I'll throw that at the end. If this is your first time listening, go to the Facebook page. Just search Night Ranger Fans in Motion. Click join, whatever the hell that is. And that's where everything's based out of. Also, we got an Instagram page and a Twitter page, which I sometimes throw stuff on there that isn't on our on the Facebook page. Sometimes you can get different stuff on those pages where if Brad's on a different podcast, it's not on Facebook, but they're on Twitter. So I'll just retweet those onto the Facebook page or onto the Twitter page. So follow those. Go to all the individual bands' socials as well and follow each of them. I know Brad is back into his Instagram and Twitter. So I know he's got access back to them. What else? The Fans in Motion website, fansinmotion.com. You can go there, watch all the previous episodes. You can go to YouTube. We got all the episodes there. If you go to the fansinmotion.com and click on, I think, the link that says listen, it'll take you to a page where you can listen to us on Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher, Audio Mac. Wait, I got this card.
Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Pandora.
It's no longer iTunes. It's Apple Podcasts. iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, Pandora, all that stuff. So, however you need your Night Ranger fix, you can get it. So.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's you found your Night Ranger, your Night Ranger madness that you have. You found your home with Fans in Motion. So
when I want to start doing it on the page, back when it first started, there used to be some open chat things I would do. Josh would jump in every now and then. What I'm going to do to make it more controlled on my end is I'm going to send people personal invites and make it a closed chat room. So that way you don't have 20 people talking over each other. So if you all think that's a good idea, let me know. I'll try to get these two yahoos involved if they have time. But it's fun. It's fun getting to know people.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and if Brent just gets on there and breathes heavy at you, report him.
Well, let's sign this bad boy off. ATBPO and the boys potted on. Yeah, I said it.
Later. The generation of Night Ranger. Eric, who do we got with you here?
Oh, this is Gigi right here. Say hi, Gigi.
Hi.
And this is
Hi.
Tatum back here.
Hello.
Hi,
And this is Elliot right here.
Elliot.
Elliot.
Hey,
Say-
buddy.
Say Bubble.
How you doing? So is on a scale of 1 to 10, rank your dad's piano playing skills. 1 to
Is
10.
Your dad's bad?
Yeah,
Is he
I
really,
don't.
really great?
I don't know is an acceptable answer.
Elliot?
Elliot, what's your 1 to 10? Or
Elliot's giving him a 5
He's
or
holding
a 6.
up
he's holding up a 1.
He was holding up a 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
He flashed a 5 first, and then he did a 1.
Well, he thought
So
he thought about it a little bit.
4, 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, say yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know what? That is better than half this. That is better, more thoughtful than half the stuff Brent says on the podcast.
Yeah, it is.
All right, kiddos. Thank you for joining us. Say bye to everybody out there.
Bye!
Say Fans in Motion rocks.
Bye, you two!
Say
Bye, you
say
two!
Fans in Motion rocks. Fans in Motion rocks.
They know better. They're not falling for that corporate slogan. All right,
Saying her
bye.
favorite word right now.
Andy's calling
What's
in
that?
right now.
Poop.
Ah, yeah, rock and roll.
Poop.